is they're going to lead.
I know the truth about you. I see the power.
Oh, there it is.
I know that love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is all right. I see you dripping with abundance and ease. I see you enjoying the life that you please. Playful at work and creative at play. I see you gratitude for every single day. And I said, I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know the love surrounds you. Everything is all right. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. I know that your heart wants to fly. It's time to spread your wings and give it a try. The love you give, you know you're bound to receive. Your good can only grow the more you believe. Come on now. I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Your biggest self can't be denied. You've got no place to hide because I know the truth about you. I feel the power within you. I know the love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright.
Thank you, ladies. So, good morning, Unity of Tucson. Now, I am going to give a caveat. I don't have my cheat notes up here, but I do have Sherry. So, if you see me doing this, it's like, okay, stage left, what's next? So, those of you who don't know me, my name is Reverend Felicia Searcy. I have the honor of being a staff minister here, which means I get to volunteer in this position with several of us that are staff ministers here at Unity of Tucson. And Reverend Jonathan is out supporting his mentor with their gala, which we're going to have next week. And I know Karen Ives is going to be sharing some information around that. So I'm just going to go with what is coming. So this is the feminine way of doing it. So you may not believe everything that you hear here. You may not believe everything that I say, everything that you hear in the songs or what we read. And the thing that I support you with is just notice when you may bump up against those edges of crunchiness, and just be willing to lean in and see what those edges have to say. So, and we want to, Sherry, where are you going?
I'm going to go get a service rundown so I know what's going on.
Okay. It's like, don't leave. No. So we would like to welcome those of you who've never been to Unity before. If this is your first time, whether you're watching online or here in the sanctuary, if you would be willing to signify by raising your hand. Do we have gifts any longer? We don't have gifts any longer. We do have a welcome packet. Okay. That we have a welcome packet that we'd like to bring to you, or are those out in the foyer? They're out in the foyer. All right, so if you are new, and I promise I am not new, please receive a welcome packet out in the foyer. And whether you're new or not, we have done our homework about you. And here's what we know. So those of you who've been around for a little bit and remember what's next, let's affirm what we know to be true about the people that are new to our service today. And so there it is. So together, here's what we know about you. You are magnificent. Yeah, because we know that about all of us. So let's say that again. Whether you're new or not, really just take this in for yourself. Together, you are magnificent. And we know that because we know that about ourselves. And so let's just take it deep within us, down into the fiber of our being, and claim our truth. Together, I am magnificent. Yep. And so you are. And so it is. All right, so mission. So we have vision. We have a vision here at Unity of Tucson This is what we see. Our vision is what we see. And so together, yeah, we are magnificent. So together, and especially in light of what's going on in our world today, let's really take this deep down into that reverent place that knows truth. Because one of the things that we're going to be talking about today when we talk about the divine design and our third unity principle is that everything starts in thought. Everything starts in vision. And unless we are able to envision a world of peace and works for all, even in the most difficult circumstances, it can never come to pass. So right now, let's imagine that peace starts with our ability to see what seems to be the impossible. So together, let's claim this. Here at Unity of Tucson, we envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And the way that we do that is our mission, that we see that as a global, universal principle, truth, and we bring it home by dedicating ourselves to our mission, which is love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Birthday, yes. So today is the first Sunday of the month, and so if you are a November baby, and I don't know my horoscope, so whatever that is, we celebrate birthdays today by you get to choose an organization that you would like to possibly have drawn, and part of our tithe goes to that organization. So if you did not get a card when you walked in, if you could raise your hand, Roberta's going to bring you a card, and put your name and mark what organization you would like to see the tithe to go to, and then we will pull that toward the end of the service. So do we have anybody who did not get a card? Nope. All right. Well, do we celebrate now or later? Afterwards. Okay. Well, we're always celebrating you, and then we'll officially celebrate you afterwards. Okay. Faith. Don't you love her? Thank you, Sherry. All right. So we have a tradition here at Unity of Tucson where we honor all paths. And so we're going to step into lighting of the flames of faith. And so for that today we have Laura Cass will be the reader and Nancy Bevins will be lighting the candles.
So is it going to be there for me? Hello?
Here we go.
We don't have it. We don't have it up here. Okay. Why does this morning sort of feel like whack-a-mole or something? What? Oh, okay. I'm looking for my words. Whew, okay. Well, I'm really glad to be here and so delighted to see all of you. I wasn't here last week because I was on a trip from Hawaii back to Phoenix and then to my home in Marana. And that trip took me 41 hours. So, which included a 10-hour in Honolulu waiting to get to LA because there was something wrong with the plane, and who wants to fly across the ocean when there's something wrong with your plane? So, there's airports are so fascinating. It's a wonderful place to people watch, isn't it? And I'm, just looking at everybody and realizing and thinking about is what Felicia said, everything that's going on in the world. And I looked at all these people and thought, all these are such dear people. Every single person has a battle going on with them of some kind that we know nothing about. Everyone has a story, or as I like to say, we're all the star of our own movie. We have some wonderful t-shirts in our Desert Light bookstore, and if you haven't seen them, they say, human kind, 2 words, and underneath it says, be both. So that's one of the things that I believe that we're here to do, and sharing our love, our prayer, our blessings, and being kind and loving to every single person we meet without judgment. We just don't know. And I think that's what I really revere about one of the things about as we light the candles and have an opportunity to talk about the world's religions and all the people that we truly love. So, Nancy, we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. And we light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And we light a candle for all those who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle. It represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experience. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and heart that requires the light.
We keep this illuminated constantly to represent the light that is constantly illuminating in our hearts. You know, and as I was sitting there listening to just the beautiful words of every tradition in our world, and, you know, not quite as smooth as when Jonathan's here, and the laughter and what's really important that's present in this sanctuary is the love and the connection and the awareness of our oneness. And as we build on that here together as a community, and we are at peace within ourselves and at peace with one another as we have fun, truly, this is how peace reigns in the world. So together, let's declare our prayer for peace for ourselves individually, for our church community, for our local community, and for our world at large. Together, divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace reigns in the world. And so it is. So, Sherry, would you come forward with the prayer and reading and affirmation?
Hello. So I get to lead the wrap today, and I am going to read from this book that many of you might recognize, The 5 Principles by Ellen Davenport. I always want to put a V there, Davenport. And this is from chapter 2. The point of spiritual growth is living from the Christ within, making decisions from the higher self, loving with unconditional and inexhaustible energy of the divine, contributing to the well-being of life. It is to express effortlessly who we truly are. Every human being knows this self already, at least to some extent. It is the inner witness that watches your life unfold and is conscious of your existence. It is the intuitive nudge that prompts you to take an unexpected turn in life, or if you ignore it, and that propels you to be more and better. It is a small voice that is sometimes as difficult to distinguish as a whisper at a rock concert. More sensed than heard, yet persistent. This divine presence that dwells within you meets your busy, everyday human self in the soul. The soul is a part of the eternal you that has come to earth for a human experience, built a physical body, and began to operate on this planet through ego. The ego is a functioning human, the part of us that gets up and gets through the day, using the brain and the five senses. The ego is not a bad thing. It just forgets that it is not alone, not carrying the entire burden of survival, and it tends to overreact. Oh, it is the first of the month, which means we have a new affirmation. I hope some of you got your affirmation cards. I love those. I end up putting them random places. And this month's theme is clarity. So I will read the affirmation and I invite you to settle in and hear it, and feel it, embrace it. And then we'll say it together a couple times. I see clearly through the eyes of love. I see lots of love out there. Shall we say it together? I see clearly through the eyes of love. Let's do that one more time. I see clearly through the eyes of love. Let me invite you into a moment of prayer and contemplation as we enjoy our singers and a little bit of affirmation in between. Thank you, Liz and Aaron.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show to remind you of how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you. I'm here to remind you.
As I settle in and remember who I am. I am God. I am source energy flowing through me. I am the voice of intuition silently nudging me. I am. I am love. I am ease and flow. Knowing this, I settle in. I settle in for the ride of life, the fun, the enjoyment, the love that I see clearly in each and every face of God I see. I release any of the unknown, any of the ways it was supposed to be or is, and just accept as I remember who I am. And I affirm this all by saying, and so it is. Amen.
I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you of how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of how much you're truly loved.
It's that human impulse to want to clap when we are truly wanting to honor. Y'all don't go far because you're coming right back. Don't get too comfortable. So thank you, everybody. That was just breathtakingly beautiful. So I want to introduce Liz. I'm going to, please help me. I don't want to butcher your name. Cracchiolo. And Erin Anderson. And we've already had a taste of their magnificence. So thanks, ladies.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back, everyone. A couple of months ago, I did a show that I put together, and Erin was gracious enough to perform with me, and Jonathan just happened to come see the show, and so he texted me after and said, could you and Erin please sing this at a mass coming up soon? So we are so happy to share, and I think you will all know it, and we would be happy if you would sing along if you'd like.
Absolutely.
I think you know it. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. And don't worry. Be happy. Every life you have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy now. Ain't got no place to lay your head. Somebody came and took your bed, but don't worry. Be happy. Your landlord said your rent is late. He may have to litigate, but don't worry. Be happy. invite you at this time in the song just to think of some things that every day make you happy. Because to me, it's all about the simple things. So, for example, like puppy breath, that would be something that really makes me happy. Or babies, picking up babies and holding other people's babies.
And then giving them back. That
Giving
makes
them
me
back
happy
and then
too.
going to sleep for 8 hours or more.
Yes.
That makes me so happy. Erin,
A good cup of coffee is always my happy place. I don't know if anybody can relate, but
we tend to complicate things, I think.
I agree.
And I think it's just really about simple things. So I would like to say, as my very last thing that makes me happy today, is being here with all of you and being able to sing with my friend Erin. So thanks. Ain't got no class, ain't got no style, ain't got no gal to make you smile, but don't worry, be happy, 'cause when you worry your face will frown, that'll bring everybody down, but don't worry, be happy. Look at me, I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
That made me happy. Yeah, that made me happy. So, yeah. So I just want to take a moment before I get started. And, this is just so delicious. You all are, I know we're magnificent, but you're delicious. It's like, yeah, I just, you can just feel the joy and the love and the power that's within this room. So I'm really honored to be able to come hang out with you all this morning. So on that note, I have an invitation for you, so you can kick the 20 minutes off if you want to. If not, I can talk all morning. There we go. So as we get started this morning, I want us to take a little bit of a trip down memory lane. And I want you to take an inventory of your life, of those things that you're really proud of. Look back over your life and look at the things that you've done that in the moment felt like an impossibility. But there was something so profound moving inside of you that you didn't care what it was going to take. You were going to accomplish it. And my sense is we're a bit of a more mature audience, that there's probably several things that you've done in that way. And let me see if I can. Y'all got some things? Yeah, really own the pride and the sense of achievement in that. Now, as you're scanning your life, I encourage you to also take a moment and really look at the things that you're really grateful for. What were all of the indications along the way of just how loved and cherished and supported you were? That it was like surprise support that seemed to show up out of nowhere. And the goodness that just came simply because you're here. Y'all got it? All of that was divinely designed. All of that is an indication that you truly are this divine being living this physical form, this 3D form. And let's just take a moment and really give thanks that you chose to be here doing this precious thing called life. That something magnificent is happening today, and it's this thing called life. All right, now I want to switch gears a little bit, and I'm going to invite you to scan the landscape of your life and notice those edges where you might feel a longing for something more. There might be an edge of discontent around something. That it might be a whisper, it might be loud, but just notice where your life might be talking to you. And then notice your reaction to that whisper or that louder voice. Notice that as we're sitting here in this warm and fuzzy spiritual community, if there's a part of you that wants to tap it down, to say, you know, that's not spiritual, to want something more, I should be grateful for what I have. Just notice the longing, notice the discontent, and then notice the conversation that you're having around it. Y'all paying attention? If I got you? That is your divine design. Here's the thing I want you to understand. If you don't walk away with anything else than this, the thing that I want all of us to get to a level of today, understanding that we have dedicated a life to mastering this understanding, which is we are unlimited in our capacity to create. That we are the most powerful beings in the entire universe in our capacity to truly create anything that we can think up. Now, we're studying the 5 principles that, yeah, right there. No, but I'm going to put this up here because my dog-eared, literally, book, that we've been studying the 5 unity principles. We're in the midst of studying the 5 unity principles, and small groups are using Ellen Davenport's amazing book titled The 5 Principles. She didn't come up with the 5 principles. She's unpacking it for us because this is what unity stands for. First principle is that God, that's all there is, that there's nothing outside of the realm of God. Which means, leads to the second principle, which means we are the individualized expression of God. Principle 3 says that we create by our thinking. We effectively create the way that God creates, that everything starts in the realm of thought. Everything begins in thought. Everything is created twice, first in thought and then in physical realm. When we look at that, here's what I love about that. I love that quantum physics science is actually proving what spiritual masters have taught throughout eons. And what are they proving? What they're proving is that what we predominantly mentally rehearse in this unprecedented faculty called our imagination and charged with our emotions literally has a vibration. There's a frequency to it. There are waves of energy that emit from us and emit out into the invisible field that quantum physics calls the quantum field, where there are waves of energy hanging out, what they call superposition. And in some fantastical way, that energy then organizes around the predominant thought and feeling that we are emitting. Everybody's with me with this, right? That, you know, unless you've been living under a rock, this is not new information for you. So, the thing to understand is that we are always organizing. This energy is always organizing, right? It's the basic explanation of the law of attraction, which is actually the secondary law. The true law is the law of vibration. Now, to understand, to go deeper with this, what we predominantly think and feel, it defines our identity. We literally have an energetic signature that now becomes the organizing pattern for this energy around us. And we can never outperform or outreceive the way we see ourselves. Now, if we go back to what we teach in Unity, that God is all there is, and we are the physical manifestations of God, God is constantly asking us to know more of who we are created to be. Now, I taught 3rd grade. 3rd grade is, I taught special ed, and then I taught 3rd grade. And it's very logical, very tangible, very concrete. And so when I think about these principles, it's like, okay, how do we take it from the ethereal feel-good in the middle of a Sunday service and actually apply it in our lives? What does it look like to actually unlock this power in our lives? And what I realized is that what it looks like is for us to pay attention to what's seeking to be expressed through us, something that we've never known for ourselves before. And that starts with becoming willing to actually see things in our imagination for ourselves, for our world, that we've never known before. And the way that we discover what those are is by working with the most potent, powerful, holiest of all questions that we can work with. And I'm going to give it to you. And that question is, what would I love? What would I love? What would I love to be, do, have, give? What would I love? Understanding it is the force of love itself, seeking that richer, freer, fuller expression through you and by means of you in the form of the answer to that question. So, I'm asking you, let's imagine it's a year from now and we're in a conversation. And man, it was good a year before, but now it's off the chart. It is off the chart good. When you think about the conversation you would love to be having about your life a year from now, I want you to consider 4 areas: the area of your health, the area of your relationships, the area of your vocation, your vocari. This is how you're sharing your gifts and your talents, whether it's volunteer or you're getting paid for it. And then the area of freedom on your calendar and in your financials, in your checkbook. Use this amazing faculty. You know, when we talk about thought, what are we really talking about? We're talking about what you're running in your imagination. We think in pictures. If I say door, what do you see? You see your door. If I say car, you see a car. Maybe not your car, maybe not your door, but you see a picture of it. In fact, you probably actually see a movie of it, correct? You don't see DOORCAR. You're actually running a movie of it. When I invite you to think into the question, what would I love? You're being invited by the divine design to think of something and think into an image, a movie, a scenario of your life that excites you and scares you to death all at the same time. Because it's something beyond what you've ever known for yourself before. This is how spirit expands. It expands your capacity to see yourself in ways that you've never seen yourself before, to allow a much greater degree of freedom and abundance into your life before, and to step into your life, step into a life that up until now has not been your normal. It's natural, but it hasn't been your normal. Now, again, I don't claim that this is new information. You know, Charles Fillmore talked about thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. They had an amazing vision of moving off of Tracy Street and building out a beautiful complex out at Unity Village. If you've ever been up to Lee Summit, Missouri, and Unity Village, that they dreamed that up. They imaged it and worked with it, and they worked the principles to move off of Tracy Street, which that building is still there, and build out that beautiful complex in Lee Summit and Unity Village. So they used those principles. Life is asking you to use those principles. So we have this information. The question then becomes, so what happens? Where's the disconnect? Why is it that I know that visualizing is powerful, but yet, and I'm working, I'm co-creating, I'm receiving the divine design, and I'm letting myself play in the realm of my imagination, but yet it doesn't always show up in the world of our facts. Visualizing is not enough. It doesn't stop there. We have to move from visualizing, and stay with me with this, we have to move from visualizing to even go beyond faith to assuming. We have to learn to assume. In fact, we have to learn to assume the inconceivable before our world gives us the evidence or the facts. So let me tell you why this is important. I love that you talked about, when you read about, making decisions, right? That we make decisions based on what we know. We make decisions based on what we assume. So I'm one that kind of sometimes likes to push the envelope a little bit with time. Kind of push the edge there. And so, this morning I went out and did my hike. I talked to a client. I came back in, talked with my husband a little bit. And then I jumped in the shower like 20 minutes before I had to be here. And I got here on time. I was here on time. I got here on time. The only reason I could do that was because I assumed water was going to come out of my faucet. Right? Now, we laugh about that. But there are areas of the world that organize their life around hauling water. They don't have that assumption. Now, I have evidence that water is going to come out of my faucet, and this principle is asking us to assume before we have the evidence. We have a story. There was one of my favorite stories in the Gospels is when Jesus fed the 5,000 men and the additional 10,000 women and children that they don't count in that miracle. Just saying. So he fed a whole lot more people than what was reported in the gospel. And, so he's teaching all day, and people are just in the energy of it. And it's getting late, and they're starting to get hungry, and they're getting restless. And his disciples, who have not mastered this as of yet, start getting nervous and start saying, oh, my God, the crowd's getting hungry. Tell them to go away. Tell them to go away. I envision this ancient world secret police, secret service, where they want to whisk them out into a chariot limousine. But Jesus understood this principle. Jesus understood that everything required was right where he was. Neville Goddard, in his book, The Power of Awareness, talks about creation is finished. Nothing is added. It's what are we assuming is present for us. And so what he did was that he assumed what seemed to be inconceivable to the people around him, and he acted as if he had everything required. He told them to sit down. He gathered what they had. He saw plenty. And in the state of that assumption, and however it happened, and let's just assume that it did happen, that Jesus had a different understanding of the laws of nature than we had up until that point, and it multiplied. And it multiplied to such a degree that there was overflow. There was excess, that they had, like 5 or 7 additional baskets? They had a whole bunch of extra food that they didn't have to begin with. That's what it is to assume the inconceivable. Now, that's a story that we can dismiss because nobody really has proof that it happened. But we do have evidence of things in our world where people assumed the inconceivable and they acted on that. One of my favorite things to do, and I know I'm a little bit unusual in this, I love to fly. In fact, I'm getting on an airplane bright and early tomorrow morning to fly to Chicago to speak to a group of heart-centered entrepreneurs who establish business based in spiritual principle. This is what I get to do now. Imagine back, I think it was 1903, the Wright brothers. There's this contraption built out of canvas. It's a kite with an engine on it, effectively. They had to assume the inconceivable to get on that thing. Think about that. They organized their entire lives around an assumption. There was no proof. There was no evidence of it. And today, talk about being happy to hold a baby. Last week I went to Chicago as well, different group, and, my biggest complaint was that I had a little baby that was a little restless, and I got to hold that baby on that flight. But I assumed the thing's going to take off and land, otherwise I wouldn't get on it tomorrow. When we talk about this third principle of creating with thought, it goes beyond the warm and fuzzy imagining and being in a community where we're supporting one another. It goes to allowing the divine design to drop in the form of a dream or a desire or something, whether it's personal or for our world, beyond anything that you've ever known for yourself before. And then you organize your life around that assumed inconceivable. Now, let me break this down a little bit more in the couple minutes that I have, because I'm not saying just throw it out to the universe and take a big leap, but what you do, what I am suggesting that you do, is that you have this image, you understand that your world is not giving you evidence for this right now, and you start working with an additional question, which is, if I really believed this was possible, what is an action step I would take today? And you allow those ideas to drop in. And you do that over and over and over and over and over again. This is mastery, that you are constantly checking, noticing, what am I paying attention to? Bring it back to the image, because this is what is impressing into the invisible field. What is this image asking me to know about myself in a very real, tangible way? And if I really believed this, what action would I take? Then you want to do what I call scaffolding. You want to start gathering the evidence that energy is actually moving in that direction. It's so easy to get fixated on what's not going well, why it's not working, why this is impossible. Maybe I should just water down and just be happy with where I am. In the spiritual realm, let me just be grateful for what I have. Absolutely, always be grateful, never be satisfied. Because it's in the dissatisfaction that we're pushing the envelope of what we believe is possible, and we're stepping into the realm of the bigger experience of spirit. And so you start gathering the evidence. I love that Thomas Troward, the prolific writer back at the turn of the last century, talks about how it's slight in the beginning. It's of no real magnitude. And it's not the size that matters, it's the direction. And if you can keep putting your direction, the Wright brothers, they noticed how they could get things to go up for a little bit longer. And, that flight, 13 seconds, my friends. 13 seconds. They did not get off that thing and say, well, dang, that's it, I'm done, 13 seconds. They celebrated. They saw it as evidence. So, in this process of owning who you are and being that person who creates with your thinking, see the image, ask what the image is asking you to know about yourself. Assume the inconceivable by asking, if I really believed this was possible, what action would I take? And start stacking the evidence that the energy is moving in the direction of supporting you. Because as you do this and you dedicate your life to mastering this process, watch how you transform. And this, my friends, truly is the way that we transform and heal the face of the planet. God bless. Where am I? Song and prayer. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So sacred, so secret, so precious. This love, 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 I will share, I will share, I will share, I will share, I will share. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love.
So as we take these words in, and in this moment of deep contemplation, you feel the cells of recognition awakening and quickening, realizing that you truly are the individualized extension of all that is. And in this moment, you wake up to this unprecedented power of your ability to create anything. And in this moment, you make a declaration that you will dedicate your life to hearing how the divine wants to design through and as you. And you let yourself see this mighty, mighty vision, whatever it is for you, knowing that as you own and claim this and step into that ever-evolving you to be the person who can bring this into form, you transform. And truly, this is how we transform our world. And we just say, thank you for this power. Thank you for this awareness. Thank you for this idea. And thank you for life. And in the name and of the nature of the living Christ, we say, thank you, sweet Spirit. And so it is.
I will share, 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 I will share this love. So sacred, so secret, so precious, this love, this love, this love, this love, this love.
Yeah. So before I call Deborah Hobbs up for the offertory, your homework is just to hang out on that question. What would I love? What would love to express through and by means of me? This week, just stay in that question. What would I love? And if something comes up, ask, would I love this? Knowing that that is how you are connecting with Spirit. All right, so Deborah Hobbs is going to come forward and lead us through our offertory.
Good morning, everyone. For me, Unity of Tucson is a glorious and sensory experience. I often arrive to opening doors, friendly faces, smiles, hugs, the aroma of fresh brewed coffee, fresh baked chocolate chip cookies, and the sounds of a brilliant group of musical artists. I feel love here. The reason I feel love is because of the leadership here. Our spiritual leaders, Reverend Dr. Jonathan, they're born to bring truth to humanity. My heart tells me this. And they do such with style and verve. Reverend Dr. Jonathan, he sings to us, he dances, he instructs, he challenges, he advises, he listens, he loves us. One of the many ways that I can return that love is to give financial support from my heart. I encourage all of you to give your financial support from your heart. There are a variety of ways that you can do that through the QR code. There are envelopes in front of you. Please give, support, move toward love and truth. Thank you.
So let's, if you are so inclined, to stand and sing our offering song as the baskets are going around.
Gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude over me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude over me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude of me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
All right, let's take all that gratitude and warm it up in our hands and then send it to those baskets with all those gifts that we have just offered. And let us say our prayer together. We bless these gifts, and we see these gifts going out and blessing our community and the world. And so it is. Amen. The reel, yes. Next is the announcement reel.
It's Sunday, November 5th, 2023, and here's what's happening at Unity of Tucson. It's almost time to party. Those of you attending Unity of Tucson's Gratitude Gala should plan to arrive around 5 p.m. at the 49ers Country Club. Parking will be self-parking only, no valet parking will be available. And as a reminder, plan for cooler temperatures as we'll be dining out under the stars. Let's get together for fantastic food, fun, and an amazing silent auction in support of Unity of Tucson. Did you know Unity of Tucson offers a midweek spiritual practice? Join us each Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. for the Silent Unity Prayer Service. It's about 30 minutes of contemplation and affirmation held in the prayer room. Stay connected on Facebook by becoming a member of the Unity of Tucson Family Time Facebook group. It's a private group where our spiritual family can find inspirational posts and conversations. Find a link to the group at Unity of Tucson's Facebook page. Enjoy the wisdom of our teaching every weekday at 8:30 a.m. on Facebook or YouTube when Dr. Jonathan goes live online with his Mindful Moment. Take about 15 minutes to enjoy some spiritual insight and prayer. Unity of Tucson is actively collecting photos highlighting our community taken by anyone participating in group activities here at Unity of Tucson. Do you have any photos on your smartphone? You can upload them directly to us using the convenient QR code provided in the foyer. Unity of Tucson will be sure to ask permission from anyone identified in the photos prior to sharing them publicly. Join the Blanket Brigade. Unity of Tucson is collecting blankets and sleeping bags in anticipation of the cold nights that are on the horizon. The collection will be delivered to Sister Jose's shelter for distribution to those in need. We will be collecting now through November 12th. You can find out more about all of our events, classes, and other offerings in the Desert Light Book and Gift Store or online at unityoftucson.com. Have an amazing and magnificent week.
So Karen Ives, did you have, oh, there you are. Yeah. Yay, so let's welcome Karen.
Good morning. Just a real brief announcement here. Ticket sales are closed. Thank you to everyone. We are going to have a fabulous gala this Friday night. And if by chance you do not have one of those tickets but still would like to have one of those tickets, we have the opportunity of a couple of people within our community that have purchased tickets and may not be able to attend and are wishing someone within our community to be able to utilize those tickets. If you would like to apply Reverend Searcy's wonderful message today, here is your opportunity. I will be in the foyer. I will have a list for you to sign up on, and those that have signed up for this ticket or tickets will be drawn from a basket, and there will be several lucky people who will be able to be blessed. Thank you very much. So I'll see you in the back if you're interested.
Thank you, Karen. And birthday drawing. Roberta. Oh, there you are. I'll come down to you. Dun, 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 dun.
We didn't have very many.
Yeah. So if you do have a birthday, if you do we sing? We sing. Yeah, we can sing. If you all want to, if you want to stand so we can acknowledge that it's your birthday and we'll sing happy birthday. And yeah, let's do that and then I'll read the winner. Oh, that's right, Ruth. And Sue. And you. All right, so together, I'm not going to sing, you all sing. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everyone. Happy birthday to you.
Yay. All right, and the winner is Darlene Carpenter, and we will be donating to our family services. So, yeah. All right, Jessica. Yay. I want a princess dress. Microphone, can they borrow? Yeah. There we go.
Hello, everyone. I did want to give special acknowledgement. It is Logan's birthday on Friday, so happy birthday to Logan. She's going to be 6 years old.
Wow.
We had such a fun morning. It was one of those mornings Debbie and I were just like, wow, we're so blessed to just get to hang out. We did, oh my gosh, Murphy brought a makeup palette to share.
Oh, fun.
So you will see that everybody has some version of their makeup done, kind of David Bowie-esque a little bit. And what else did we do? Oh, and we got to we did decorating cookies part 2 this week. So, and then got to enjoy the sunshine outside, and it was just a beautiful day, lots of sharing and just getting along and having lots of fun together. So truly a blessed Sunday. So thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. All right, so as we finish up, I want to thank these amazing folks. Deborah Walker, thank you so much for the meditation this morning. Aaron and Liz, thank you so much for the beautiful music. Keeper of the Flames. I know that we're going to come back separately for that. I'm just going down the list. Nancy and Laura, thank you for the Keeper of the Flames. And thank you for the reading. And Sherry, thank you for what you do to keep this thing running. Yes. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful job. Dr. Deborah Hobbs, thank you so much for the offering. Again, Sherry, thank you so much for blessing that. And want to thank the sound guys as a speaker. You all you rock. You don't know that they're back there when everything goes well, but they're back there. And want to thank our amazing music team. Again, you all were just breathtakingly beautiful, and thank you so much for what you add in terms of the music. And Jessica, thank you for taking care of our kids. All right, so let's stand and bring our service to a close. And thank you so much for allowing me to be here today. So,
Do you want to do our final prayer then?
yes, do we have a final prayer?
Infinite love. I am infinite.
Oh, yes, that. Our prayer for protection that we've...
Here it is.
Yes. So, I am infinite light. I am infinite love. I am infinite power. I am infinite presence. Wherever God is, I am. Wherever I am, God is. And so it is. Amen.
Word has been spoken, the songs have been